How's everybody doing? Thanks for tuning in this week to the Sportsman's Journal. I'm your host, Tyler Trampe, and today I'm blessed enough to be back up in beautiful Northwest Ontario Sunset Country. I'm staying at a Cliff Lake Resorts, and we're fishing one of their many cache lakes for the Walleye opener of 2018. It's been a cold winter. As you can see, the wind will not stop blowing up here, but all the walleyes are pretty shallow yet because of the late ice out. If you have water coming in, small feeder creeks, streams, or any type of flow, that's where these fish are going to be staging. It's going to be a great episode. Stay tuned. A lot of good marble eye action coming at you. We'll see you right back after a word from our sponsors. There we go. Right on the edge of another creek here. That's a decent walleye. Got him on a soft plastic. We're fishing really shallow for these fish. He's almost too big to swing up here, but there we go. And this is what we're getting. It's a good walleye right there. Nothing wrong with that. Just slowly popping it along the bottom. It's a muck bottom, dark, warms up fast. Fish are looking for the warm water. Let's get this one back. It's a nice walleye. There he is. That is a long hook set way out there. And that's the cool thing about being up here in Northwest Ontario. You got so many lakes to choose from, especially with when walleye season opens up. And a lot of these little stain lakes that we're fishing today, little 600-acre lakes, they warm up so fast. You get a couple days of sun and you're out here fishing. And we're actually staying at Cliff Lake Resorts at a Lost Bay. And what we're doing is we're fishing a couple of their smaller lakes that they have access to. And you want to talk about walleye action, these little lakes provide it. And all we're doing is taking soft plastics, dragging them on the bottom, just like that, and we're picking up these walleyes. And what's really, really important, especially right now, this is a nicer fish right here, is the fact that you got to slow down. We're kind of more just kind of almost dragging it. We're dragging it a little bit, but we're popping it every now and then. And that's a beautiful walleye there. And that's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. I think I can hand grab him. He's got some dorsal fins a little banged up. It's a war zone down there. I'll tell you what, only the fittest survive, and that's true. Look at that fish, isn't that cool? Look at that. That's pretty sweet. And there is maybe nothing more fun for me than catching walleyes on soft plastics. And that's just a really nice fish. You can see how skinny they are post-spawn. That's probably a male. But they spend a lot of energy to go do that, so even the males get pretty skinny after, just from the exertion that they put out. But that's a really nice fish. Put him back. My jig head's getting pretty beat up too, but just taking it. It's a 1/16 ounce jig head. And I just like to thread it on there. The thing you don't want to do is you don't want to get it kinked up, because if you get it kinked up, it doesn't look natural and it just looks a little funky on there. So you want to make sure you got a nice thread. I don't know, probably looking at maybe 3/4 of an inch down. I got a short shank jig head here too, so I don't have a long bar or long shank on there, but get it look like that, nice and straight. That's what you're looking for. And that when that goes through the water, it's going to look a lot more natural. And we should touch on color too. The stained waters, the bright colors work pretty good, but as you can see, I've lost most of my color on there from banging off the rocks. And color is something that is pretty much a preference, I believe. If the fish are biting, color is not a huge deal. So white jig head, black jig head, chartreuse, orange, as long as you have it tipped with the right thing that they want to eat, they're going to hit it. Right up with that rock again. This feels like a nice fish. Feels like a very good fish. Here he is down there. I can see the gold. You know it's a good day when you can see gold in the water. That's a nice one. That's a good walleye right there, folks. Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful. I tell you what, Cliff Lake does a really good job for making their customers comfortable up here. I happen to have one of their, that's a really nice fish. I have one of their upgraded 1650 Crestliner Discovery tiller. Look at that fish, guys, huh? Isn't that nice? Wow. And this boat has everything. It's got the iPilot trolling motor, 80-pound Tarova, so I got spot lock. I can stay on top of the fish a little bit better. It's got Helix 7 down imaging GPS sonar on it. And it's got plenty of room in here for all your gear. They just do a really good job of making the customer comfortable, and every little tiny thing that can help you put fish in the boat is worth it up here. What a fish, huh? Isn't that nice? Put him back. Been saying that a lot. Put a lot of fish back today. That's a good thing. Here we go. Let's go do that again. Right there. He just pounded it. Came up and annihilated that thing. Making some white water down there. Let's see if I can get him in. Oh yeah, that's a nice fish too, aren't they? Or isn't he? There we go. Beautiful. Ate that jig like it was nothing. It's nice not to have to worry about live bait when you come out here either, especially worms can be kind of a pain because of the fact that when it gets hot, now we're earlier in the season so we don't have to worry about that much, but midsummer when you come out here and if it gets hot like that, those worms don't last long. And also when you do these portage lakes or cache lakes that Cliff Lake offers, if you do minnows, you're in and out of the truck all the time. They're sitting on the road if it's bumpy, or you're carrying it across portages, so it's tough to keep them alive. That's why the bait mate is a really, really big thing. And it's helping me today big time. I can almost guarantee you that it's the bait mate that's catching me a lot of these fish because of the fact that I'm adding a little bit of that live bait essence to my soft plastics, and that's keeping those fish, keeping that bite just a little bit longer. I mean, it doesn't look like much, but it works. Works really good. I'm gonna go after that rock again, I think. Whew. This is a good one here. He pounded it. It might be a northern, the other species that frequents these waters, but it's staying down, which is a good sign. Good sign for a walleye, but I think it might be a pike. No, it's a nice walleye. Look at that. Beautiful fish. Jeez, oh Pete's. They're almost like an orange out of these lakes. Really gold. And every single fish is right in that prime spot. 16 to 18 inches. Pop that off there. There you go. Another dandy fish. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Unbelievable. There. One more walleye off the rock. That's a nice one there. Another, I think he's hooked in the bottom lip again. He's pretty close there. This is a little nicer fish. I almost need to get the net out for this one. Oh yeah, he's doing good. There. That's a good one right there. This is so much fun. Well, that's a nice walleye. That might be 20 incher there, 21. It is hooked on the bottom lip there. Let's see how I can do here with this guy. Oh yeah, that one probably needs to see the net next time. It's a little chunky There we go. See if I can get a good, you guys can get a good look at this fish. What a fish, huh? How about that? Jeez. Beautiful. Beautiful walleye. Tell you what, there's not too many places like Northwest Ontario Sunset Country. I mean, there's just walleyes. If you're a walleye fisherman and you want to get on some fantastic walleye fishing, the secret's out. It's been out for a long time that Northwest Ontario's got it. What a great fish. We'll put him back. That's a big male. He wants to go do his thing still. Put him back in there, let him go do it. Look at that, isn't that awesome? It's one of those moments in time you don't want to get rid of, holding the big walleye. That's the thing, is great memories up here. Get that fish back. There you go, bud. There. Just dragging it. You don't got to do a whole lot with these plastics. You let the plastic do the work. All you got to do is make sure you can maintain feel into the wind, and make sure you always want to make sure you're using the right size weighted head for the plastic you're using. We're fishing shallow, so you don't need to go heavy. That's a mistake I see a lot of guys make, especially for walleyes, is they want to go, you know, 1/4 ounce or 3/8 ounce. You don't need that when you're fishing shallow. You got to make that, and this is a tiny little presentation we're using. Can you catch them on bigger stuff? Yeah, probably. Are you going to put the numbers of fish that we did on the boat? Probably not, and you're going to get a lot more snags. So what you want to do is you want to go small, especially when it's cold and early. You got to match the hatch. A lot of the forage that these fish are eating right now is not big. I mean, that's stuff that they're going to be focusing on in July and August. That's bigger stuff. But right now you want to go small and you want to go lightweight, and that's important. And also having the right setup is important too. I'm using a Kramer custom rod, 7.5 foot medium light. And why I have that longer rod is I can pitch out the jig a little further, but it's got enough backbone back here for me to get good hook sets into this wind. And that's helping me out a lot today. There he is. There he is. There he is. Unbelievable. Once you see those white fins, you know you got something special on. There ain't no question it ain't a northern. That's an eye. Bring him over here. Just all perfect. Right in the top lip like it was textbook. Put them right back in there. So these fish are hitting just right behind. There's a small little tiny hump that comes up to 5 foot that they're hanging on, and it's just right behind the boat. And I'm telling you what, that spot lock is a lifesaver, because I'm just anchored up electronically just up on the wind-blown side of it. And this is enabling me to put the lure exactly where I want it, relatively close fashion because of the wind. So I don't have to make long pitches. I don't have to worry about the anchor rope and all that kind of stuff. Right there he is. And that's allowing me to do a lot of hook sets, which is what the name of the game is when you come up here. You want to put fish in the boat, and that's a dandy right there. It's another good fish. They're all dandies. This one probably goes, this is your typical 17, 18-inch walleye. But like we said a number of times today, that fish right there is what a lot of people come up to Canada for, is to catch fish like that. He's not too happy. Look at that. He's all upset, flaring those gills. Cool. We'll put him back in there. I don't want to make him too mad. I'll probably catch him next year when I come back. So let's go through what I've been doing to catch these fish. I know for a fact that that hump is somewhere about 10, 15 feet behind the boat. So I got kind of an area that I've been fishing. So I just pitch it out there. Make sure you're on the bottom. That's the key thing. These fish are belly to the bottom. Will they come up to hit some baits? Yes, but most of your time you're going to catch these fish close or near the bottom. So once you're down there, and I'm doing kind of a half jig, like a typical straight vertical rod tip jig, and a normal drag. If it's really super windy, I'm kind of doing a 50-50, a little bit of each. But with that wind, it's kind of making it nice is that I can, fish right there, is I can feel my lure a lot better if I have the rod in the right spot. And that's important. A lot of people have so much slack in their line, especially when it's windy. But you can overcome that with the quality of rod you're using. Because like we said before, you don't want to go super duper big on your jig head because you're going to lose that lifelike appearance of your presentation. And that's the key to catch fish too. You don't want to lose what's making you catch fish. Another one. It's just insane. They must have had a good year class 3 or 4 years ago. These are all beautiful fish. Let's get back out there and do that again. I think that's 5 fish in 5 casts. I'm going for 6. We'll see if we can do that. We'll see if we can do that. I'll go 6 for 6. That sounds good. Just gotta make sure I'm on the bottom. The wind's blowing a little bit stronger right now. We're almost there here. I think I should be right. Pretty close to on top of them if they're there. That seems to have been the vicinity where I've been getting them. Is he there or no? Knock, knock. Yeah, he's there. He's there. Oh, yeah. Wow. Just another good one. Let's see if I can swing him right in here. Perfect, perfect, perfect. See if I can pop him off real quick. I know there's a lot more down there where he came from. He might need a little help from old Mr. Pliers. I might have to give myself a little bit more slack on this guy, but if I can get down there, there we go. Almost got you, buddy. I know. There you go, there you go, there you go, there you go. Good one. It's beautiful out right now. Wind laid down, sun's out, frogs are chirping, walleyes are snapping. Love it. That's a good fish right there. That is a good walleye. That's a nice walleye right there. You know what? I'm gonna get the net on him. I'm gonna net him. He is probably just a hair too big to be pulling in by myself. One more. There you go. Oh yeah. That's a good fish. That is a good fish. Let's see here. What's the best way for me to get him? Pop him out this way. I think so. Nicely. He's cooperating. Cooperation is appreciated. There, that one's kind of come right out of there. Go ahead and hop out there, bud. There. That's a good fish right there. Long and lean. I'm guessing that fish is 20, 21. It's a good one. It's just awesome. Just beautiful. Big white tip on the tail. You can never catch too many walleyes, I don't think. I don't think anybody's ever said that's been a problem before. Catching too many walleyes. I don't know what our numbers are today, but I know that they're pretty impressive. That's the way Canada should be, right? Here's another one. You know what? What a day. It's a nice fish. Time goes by when you're having fun. I don't know how many we caught today, but I know that was a lot. And when it's a perfect evening, the sun laid down here. Whoop, bite got a little tougher, but It's a good fish to end on. Look at that, barely hooked. I tell you what, if you guys are interested in heading up north and getting on some great walleye action, go to visitsunsetcountry.com. And also I want to thank Cliff Lake Resorts for an awesome time. And their cache lakes are something special. They're amazing. They're not only beautiful, but they're amazing fisheries, and had a great time. Thanks everybody for watching the Sportsman's Journal. We'll see you next week.
Start planning your ultimate Canadian hunting or fishing trip at visitsunsetcountry.com. Can't get enough of the Sportsman's Journal? Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and our YouTube page. Also, check our website out, sportsmansjournaltv.com.
Hey, you just gotta visit Sunset Country.